Do you have a preference on how you like to handle these?
Thank you so much. I just enjoy reaching people, to be honest with you. I think if we're referring specifically to coaching, if I had a preference, it would be one-to-one, because you can get to know people individually and tailor that service towards that person. Because there's no one size fits all with this. You know, if you're going to take your life to the next level and I'm coaching you one-to-one, and I'll say it live on your podcast, you know, within 3 sessions, I guarantee that I will change your life on a one-to-one basis. You know, and I stick by that guarantee. I'll give you your money back if I haven't changed your life after 3 sessions. I love being on stage though, don't get me wrong. I enjoy it, I thrive off it. We thrive off the energy, right? The biggest fear in the world, if you Google it or put it on a search engine, is the fear of public speaking. You know, not the fear of death, which actually links into the fear of failure, by the way. And that failure is something that we look at in a different lens, but we can get onto that later on, inshallah. My overall goal in life is to be a millionaire of hearts, to change 1 million people's lives.
And how do you go about building trust with people like that rapport with people?
I guess relationships are built up over time, but having those initial conversations is about being extremely open, extremely honest, and transparent. It all links into the way that you communicate. One of the key aspects of effective communication is to be present, to be there in the room with the person, to actively listen, which is a big thing. Like, we listen to respond, we don't listen to understand. There's the 7-38-55 rule, and maybe your listeners know, maybe you know this rule. When we're communicating, only 7% of the communication, the words that we're using, is what's received, what's absorbed. Only 7%. So I speak very simply. I don't use jargon, I don't use big words, I don't swallow a dictionary. I speak very plain English to kind of pun that. I know I'm from England. 38% is your tone of voice. The pitch is in your voice. What's the 55%? It's your body language, it's your non-verbal. Okay, so that has to match what you're saying. You know, you talk to people sometimes, they've got their arms folded, they've got their head down, they're giving you a very flat, monotone response, and you ask them if they're okay, and they say, yeah, I'm fine. But your body's telling me you're not fine. Your voice is telling me you're not fine. You know, these are real questions, and you know, you've got to ask yourself, what changes do you want to make, and head towards them. That's where people like me come into play, right? We help you, we hold your hand, we give you the shortcuts, we give you the blueprints, and off you go. You go out there and you make a difference. And how you explain that, because you said can't get over a barrier, can't get over an obstacle. We'll come onto the word can't in a moment. Do you see the O as an obstacle or an opportunity? And then if we take that word can't, which is an analogy, an abbreviation of cannot, we cut away the knots, and what we're left with is knots. And what can knots do? Knots can be untied. So when we untie the knot, we're only left with can, will. So if you keep telling yourself, I can't do this, I won't do this, I'll never be able to, you're not going to amount to nothing. All of these are limited beliefs, and I could talk about limited beliefs for 4 or 5 hours. But this is stuff that you've been fed to, stuff you've been made to believe. So all you do with your can't is you separate it, cannot, you take the knot away, you untie it, and then you see yourself moving forward. Because knots can be untied, right? So you can do it, and you can try to do it. It takes a village to raise a child. It's just deeper thinking, right? Worldview, trying to incorporate that. But faith really does help you. Because everything we're doing, remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is on top of the tree, right? He's there. Our ultimate goal is to connect towards Allah through the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, through the prophets, through their teaching. So whatever we're doing, we have God centricity and understanding of true yaqeen, true certainty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We meditate with a group of 20, 30 people, and we take a name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is how I mix faith with the journey, and to help people grow, help people to invest in themselves. Apologies, I talk a lot, so forgive me.
No, you're totally fine. I love that idea of meditation. You've left us with so many nuggets of wisdom and inspiration. I'm sure our listeners are so grateful. So thank you so much, Brother Neil, for our discussion today.